So what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Dark Light coming right back at you with another video. Sorry, that joke. Yeah, we're back. I don't know, something just went down the wrong pipe. But anyway, I am Darklight, and welcome to Darklight Gaming, where you get reactions, anime, movie reviews, reaction to movie trailers, gaming trailers, anime trailers. It doesn't matter. If you request it, your boy will put it out there as fast as I can. So, if you come to this channel and you are new, you please subscribe, become a part of the Worldly Angels. You can enjoy everything here from news to, well, I pretty much said everything that goes on the channel earlier, but you get the point. So, are you subscribing? That big red button is down below. I might be a small channel, but hey, I'm working my tail off. I'm dedicated to it. See this handsome piece of turd right here? Yeah, this handsome piece of turd. You see that little bald head? You see that beard? Yeah, I'm corny. Never mind. Anyway, we're gonna get in. I'm gonna be reacting today to some Last of Us Part 2 State of Play PS4. It was dropped today, and I didn't have a chance to see it because I was at work. Now I'm freaking late with it. So, I'm very interested to see what they get. People saying this is a little bit of some of the gameplay. It's almost time for it to get ready to come out because it's next month. Well, yeah. Once this week over with, yeah, it's gonna be pretty much next month. Yeah. So, cause what, next Monday on the 19th, I think. I forgot what date it was. But anyway, we've been getting a bunch of controversy going around with this game. So, in my case, I don't care. Haven't heard none of it, and I want to continue this story either way it goes. Because they've been dropping a bunch of stuff. We had inside the story, inside the gameplay. We have gotten a new PS4 with Ellie's tattoo on it, engraved into the PS4 Pro. Bunch of other stuff. But in my case, I just want the game to get here so I can play it, finish the story, fall in love with the characters all over again. But anyway, we got along with this 24 minutes just about, so I don't want to get out too much. So let's just get into this. We probably got some good ads coming up, so let's go. Why is it starting off like that? What that supposed to be? Really? That's the PlayStation sound? Why not just play y'all PlayStation intro instead of using the actual PlayStation when you cut it on? State of Play.
I know you wish things were different.
Little Ellie. Joe.
I wish things were different. Ellie! But they ain't.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wish that
Please stop.
this game here would have like a good and a bad ending. Now we pretty much seen this from the last trailer, I believe. But yeah, I was like you make decisions in the game, not kind of like Detroit Become Human, but
smart.
you have your decision still carries you on into a good.
So they just get to get away with this.
Depending on what you do in the game.
How'd you find
That would
us?
be cool.
You can't stop this.
hate what's gonna happen to him. Cause she's gonna go insane.
I have to finish it.
There's a cost.
We could have killed you. Maybe you should have.
I'm Neil Druckmann, Vice President of Naughty Dog and the Director of The Last of Us Part 2. We're just a few weeks away from launch on June 19th, when the game will finally be in your hands. The wait has been long, and we're extremely grateful for your patience, especially now in the midst of these unprecedented and challenging times. We hope you're all taking care of yourselves and that you, your friends, and your loved ones are doing well. Because of these extraordinary circumstances, we can't be together in this final stretch and share the experience like we usually would. So today we're trying something different. Something we've never done before.
And what's that? That's the E3
Over the
trailer.
next 20 minutes or so, we're going to give you an in-depth look into what awaits you in The Last of Us Part 2. Including
Gameplay?
new details about the gameplay experience and story. And to cap it all off, we'll be showing a never-before-seen, lengthy gameplay sequence. You'll definitely want to stick around for that.
They look like they trying their best to just throw it all out there at you. I wonder how many people done changed their mind about playing it. I bet there's a lot of them. But don't care. I'm gonna finish the story. I want to know what happens to her lover. I want to know what happened to her Ellie's mindset of changing. I want to follow this story. And like I said, I do not care how it ends, how it begins. You got to first understand the story before you understand everything else. Let me continue because I paused it. But this was like the E3 trailers.
I don't know what happened. I was supposed to take her to the Fireflies and walk away.
Joe.
They were actually going to make a cure.
Joe.
The only catch, it would kill her.
Joe.
The Last of Us Part 2 picks up Ellie and Joel's story several years after the events of the first game. Ellie and Joel have settled in Jackson, Wyoming, amongst a thriving community of survivors.
Tom is at home.
With the threats of the world kept outside the town's walls, Jackson has been able to find relative peace and even stability. Ellie is now 19, lives on her own, and has been able to forge lasting relationships within the community.
Scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate our kiss from last night?
She's already jumping in it.
However, this peace is
Jump on
short-lived.
in it.
Jackson and Ellie suffer a violent and traumatizing event.
Well, we know
Ellie
that
sets
part.
off back into the treacherous outside world in search of retribution and justice. Her journey will take her to new parts of the country previously unexplored in The Last of Us. The story spans multiple seasons and climates, from the snow-capped mountains of Jackson to the lush Pacific Northwest. Each introduces a wide range of exterior and interior environments for you to navigate and explore, rendered in meticulous detail and unprecedented scale with the latest iteration of the Naughty Dog engine. Our goal was to make these environments not only beautiful, but feel as grounded and authentic to the cities they're based on as possible.
In all honesty, sorry I paused, but in all honesty, if y'all think about the game Days Gone, now I'm not gonna say that was the best game, one of the best games I played, but it was very good. Even though it was repetitive on pretty much you fighting the hordes and all of that, I wonder if Naughty Dog would have teamed up with them and created a game. Teamed up with the creators of Days Gone on, and they just create a game like that. Somehow gave you a story, because I think the story was kind of bland in Days Gone. I enjoyed it, but it's pretty much, it was like more of a, I can see it coming. The whole time he's pretty much just wondering about his wife, if she's, spoiler, the character, I forgot his name, he pretty much worried about his wife. Is she dead? Mostly she was dead in his mind, because the chopper she was in crashed. And then now you go on a treacherous journey to find out. Once he find out she's still alive, he's on a treacherous journey basically to get her back. But it would have been interesting if that team would have teamed up together and make a big world of a zombie apocalyptic game. And if you pretty much are, let's say, you're a part of a family, and this family has to survive in this world, and it gets to a point, one by one, your family getting picked off. But you can save them, or they're gonna die in the process. Something's, do some Detroit Become Human kind of thing with the multiple choice, not QTEs, but multiple choice. Give yourself a decision. Oh, okay, should I save my son, or save my wife to save the kids, or should I try to save my wife, and make different decisions. Make a game like that. I think that would be awesome. Kind of like The Walking Dead in a way. The Telltale games.
Much of the story unfolds in what remains of Seattle, a massive former quarantine zone. Its locales are incredibly diverse, spanning a dense city center with a skyline of towering high-rises to the beautiful suburbs and stormy waterfronts that surround it. The city exhibits drastic shifts in architecture, elevation, and weather. And with Part 2, we've introduced new traversal mechanics that afford greater exploration and ways to navigate threats. Ellie is not only able to climb and jump over gaps, but she can use ropes to scale vertical terrain or swing over obstacles, allowing you to discover new areas, resources, and side narratives. These more open environments also create new strategic considerations in combat, whether it's to get the jump on enemies or bypass them entirely. The Last of Us Part 2 features some of the largest environments we've ever created. Horseback riding will allow Ellie to quickly cover some of these expansive terrains. Some streets are so flooded that a boat is required to navigate them. However, the world of The Last of Us is as lush and inviting as it is deadly. As Ellie uncovers the path to finding those who have wronged her, she must face the many threats of this unknown city. In the wake of the pandemic and the fall of the quarantine zone, Seattle has become a war zone, where two warring factions find themselves in an ongoing conflict for territory and resources. One of these groups is the Washington Liberation Front, otherwise known as the WLF. The WLF are a militia group that began as resistance to the military occupation of Seattle and eventually wrestled control of the city from them. They are highly trained, organized, and well-equipped with weapons they stole from the army. They occupy much of the city, imprisoning or killing trespassers on sight.
Hey, we got another trespasser. A girl. Did you see her?
On the other side of this bloody conflict is a group of religious zealots called the Seraphites, or Scars, defined by the self-inflicted deep cuts that they bear across their faces. Like the WLF, they're deeply tribalistic and territorial. They're known for being stealthy, using overgrowth as cover, and they use more silent weapons like bows and arrows.
Clip her wings.
But beyond this conflict among survivors, the threat that originally brought the world to its knees is very much present. Every human is in danger of falling victim to the infected. There are the recently infected runners, who are more numerous and aggressive in this game. The blind but extremely deadly clickers, and the stalkers, who sneak and hide until they're ready to attack, surprising their victims with extreme agility and brutal violence. The Last of Us Part 2 introduces new stages of infected, such as the Shamblers. Large, heavily armored enemies that are covered in pustule. Upon getting close to you, they expel a corrosive spore cloud that burns its victims. But our most terrifying and lethal new forms of infected will have to wait until you play the game for yourselves.
Sounds gruesome.
Overcoming these threats will require careful consideration of how you approach every combat encounter and how you leverage Ellie's unique skills, equipment, and environment to your advantage. The WLF patrol the streets of Seattle with guard dogs, which are capable of detecting and following you, even while in cover. They can pick up your scent and alert their handlers to your presence. Listen mode will reveal your scent trail, so keep moving and cause distractions to avoid detection. 25 years after the pandemic began, the world is completely overgrown. Use tall grass to hide from enemies and go prone to stay out of sight. However, this form of analog stealth means you're never fully hidden. If enemies get close enough, they can discover you, even in grass. When Ellie is overwhelmed, running away is a viable option. You can also break glass or crawl through tight spaces to find new paths or areas to evade or take on your enemies. In any given combat situation, you can flee an encounter and re-establish stealth to regain the advantage. If you absolutely have to fight your way out, there are a variety of tools at your disposal. Ellie's more agile than most of her enemies. She can sprint and quickly dodge incoming attacks. Learning how opponents attack with different weapons and mastering the timing of your dodges will prevent you from taking damage and create opportunities to counterattack. You can use throwable items or well-placed shots to stun enemies before dealing a killing blow. Or using them as a shield to protect yourself or buy some time to figure out your next move.
This is gruesome.
Ellie isn't always alone on her journey. Allies will take part in helping you navigate the environments, spot enemies, and meaningfully help you in combat encounters.
Back off!
By the time we get kill somebody, take a while.
Between the human survivors and the roaming infected, there will be times where multiple threats are present, creating new strategic considerations and opportunities.
That's what I kind of wish was more.
You can choose whether to attack these opponents separately and directly, or find ways to pit them against each other. Flee as they fight, or wait until their numbers have thinned out and engage with whomever is left.
I won't want to have a room full of clickers. Well, yes, I would.
Our goal is to create unparalleled tension, coupled with deep systems that give you greater control and influence over your journey. As you play, you'll be able to invest in a broad collection of crafting items, weapon, and player upgrades through training manuals scattered throughout the environment and scavenging for ingredients. These skills and upgrade manuals cater to a variety of playstyles, and the choices you make will create your own distinct experience. We also wanted to extend that agency and personalization to your weapons through our new workbench system. Scavenge for parts to modify and improve your weapon's performance and attributes, all of which are visualized and become part of your character. Survival will also require using the parts and ingredients that you'll find in the environment, which can be crafted into a wide range of defensive and offensive items, like proximity mines, explosive arrows, pistol suppressors, and more. All of these gameplay
blew his
systems
head off.
are meant to immerse you in the world and make you feel in lockstep with Ellie's emotional journey. As we've said before, this is Naughty Dog's largest, most ambitious game. It may seem like we covered a lot, but we've only scratched the surface of what it's like to play The Last of Us Part 2. We can't wait for you to experience it all for yourself on June 19th. Until then, here's an extended sequence of never-before-seen gameplay. Enjoy.
I like how we was getting a big chunk of it. I'm surprised they ain't got none in these waters. Killer piranhas or something.
Did you find her yet?
Alligators, some. Give us some type of animals, because there still will be animals in this world.
Isaac's not happy about it.
Escape. What the fuck are they talking about?
I mean, I have a feeling they go, even though they're giving you a little bit of gameplay, they gonna probably change this up a little bit. A little bit. Just don't gonna be exactly. That's kind of like what Resident Evil do with their demos. They change up a little bit. Oh. That. I wouldn't swim near it. That's a bloater. Oh no, he would have heard that. She would have heard that. Oh, she got headphones in here.
Don't make a fucking sound. Hands up.
Oh, she got a PSP,
Little girl named Nora.
bro. Them things should be extinct by this time.
We're in the hospital.
Yeah, they're clearing out the upper floors.
Them things should be
She's in
obsolete by this time. But this is PlayStation.
Stop.
Okay. Yeah, that's a PSP. That is not a phone. I mean, she just right in the middle of the. Yeah, she ain't gonna be able to swallow.
Both the way. Word is we're almost wrapped up.
Did that happen? No.
I got my girl waiting for me.
You shit me? They put you with Joe again?
Upstairs. Hey, we get the job done.
I bet you do. No, this is not fair.
I'm telling you, man. Data soldier. It makes these shifts so much easier.
Sure. I'll keep that in mind.
I'm not gonna lie. I wonder
Sounds like
how
someone's
much of an
getting closer.
issue with ammo gonna be in the game.
Executing those freaks.
Hey, did you hear why we're all getting called up to the fob?
I heard that Isaac wants us to retake all of downtown.
I heard we might take the fight to them.
No way. Not after what went down last time.
She got
Even
that
Isaac is
sense.
crazy.
That Joel sense.
That's what I heard.
All right. Calm down.
Oh well. He ain't gonna be alive for long no more. He ain't gonna be in Last of Us 3.
Darling! Roger and Bob! Sticky tape from that way!
Cause you know, when it come down to finding scraps like you did in the first one, it was kind of. I played it in the hardest difficulty. The first Last of Us, it was pretty. It was still okay at finding Ooh, don't burn the dog. I mean, you gonna have to. Dog can find you. You got to kill a dog. I mean, you gotta take majority of the time. You're gonna have to take the dog out with his owner, I guess, his master. And this game look like it's gonna be all about being stealthy as always. Cause I think when you play the first one, the original one was pretty much a lot of, you had just some of the situations you had to be, you had to be extremely stealthy. But there was still a time where it came up where that was hard because sometimes you had to go loud and proud.
Saw movement.
I'll go check it out.
Holy shit!
Shit! Look out! Move! Over here! Drop her now!
Oh, this is gross. Oh, what is that she got?
I found her!
Whack. Damn. Zizoya. How's she gonna get through there? Oh, she got shot. She got shot. Oh. Let go. I see they are. That's kind of like the same moment when Joe went into
Damn it! Find another way
the
out.
the college, the school. He jumped down there with a bunch of clickers, and that one blowed up out the door. You can manage to work your way away from them, get to that door, without having to touch it. It kind of felt like that same moment. But it seemed like in that situation, you had to kill everybody. In my case, I'd be stupid enough to try to kill everybody.
You, Nora?
It ain't the fact, it's just I don't like come. If I have to backtrack, I don't. Oh, going through vents now. But yeah, if I had to backtrack, I don't want to like backtrack into these people.
Maybe if you put some more guard, Abby would still be herself.
What the fuck was Abby here?
I'm not stupid. You're gonna tell us where she went.
When Isaac talks to us about this,
I'm getting tired of this.
Nora! I'm not going down for her, man.
I see they are taking advantage of her nimbleness and all that hope.
Don't scream. Put that shit down.
Who is this?
Remember me?
Oh. Somebody earlier on in the game. Well, state of play. Well, I am very interested in it. Like I said, I want to follow this story to the end. I already knew it was gonna be even more gruesome because if you think about it, I know it's a game, but it is reality. because if a apocalyptic thing happened, bombs been dropped, fires clear out the world, zombies start ruling the world. Yeah, you're gonna have different factions, military groups. You're gonna have people that, I mean, look at them. Look, you can look at certain movies and tell that humanity is not gonna be right if something like this happens. You can go to Stephen King's The Mist movie. We see how that happened. But I'm interested in it, man. I don't, like I said, I didn't hear it or see any of the leaks, but I am ready for this game. So, woo, bloated. Then you got one that gets cold and explodes. Got couple of different factions. Terrain gonna be different. I mean, I knew they were gonna have different terrains and go through different seasons, but I want to carry on with the story. That's all. So, but hey, hope you guys enjoyed it. If y'all got anything y'all want to say or questions on what I think, just ask me down in the comments and I will tell you. And if you're new here, please subscribe, become a part of the Worldly Angels. I do this on a consistent basis. At least I try to, when I can. So, Dark Light will catch you guys next time. Cheerio.